What up guys, this is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today we are going to unbox the Ichiban Kuji EX One Piece Girls Collection Price C figure Masterlise Exbloom Black Maria. Before we get started, a quick shout out to our figure provider, Chronicles Inc. If you've never heard of Chronicles Inc., they are a local Singapore shop that sells figures and toys. I've been buying most of my One Piece figures from them for a few years now. They are an excellent shop, they are very reliable, and they have a wide selection. And not only do they sell locally, they also ship overseas. So if you're interested to find out more about them, or want to buy some figures, play some Ichiban Kujis, go ahead to their website to check them out, or visit their social media handles like Facebook and Instagram. Let's take a quick look at the box here. Right up front, we have an image of the figure we are going to get. And of course, we have our Ichiban Kuji logo, One Piece logo, the name of our character, the name of the series, Price C. And this is the Masterlise Exbloom, which is sort of like a sub-series appearing in the Ichiban Kuji series. Previously, we have Hancock and we have Komurasaki. So Black Maria is the latest entry into that. Side view, another close-up of Black Maria and some flower decorations and designs. The other side, a better close-up of Black Maria with better lighting, so you get a clearer view. And this is the back. At the top here, we have our Toei sticker to prove its authenticity. As you can see, the box is brand new and sealed, so we are going to do the unboxing together. Let's go! This is how the figure looks like. It comes in one piece, no separate parts, no loose parts, and the figure itself is very well protected in the box with the blisters, and even added some plastic wraps around certain parts to prevent any paint transfer. First impressions, I gotta say, I really like the pose, I dig it. I appreciate something that is much more different than the usual poses that they give us. It really helps to add more dynamism to your display. And of course, if you look here, you can see that her chest is absolutely bonkers. It is so huge. Probably one of the biggest ones that I've seen from all the figures I've collected. Another thing is that the way the head is angled is a bit weird. I think it's a bit lower than it should be compared to the prototype. And the hair strands at the front also seems to be getting in the way of the face, whereas the prototype, it is more towards the side, so it doesn't really block off her facial features. Let us take a closer look at the figure starting from the head sculpt. And in terms of the face, the character likeness, I think it is pretty well done. More or less looks like Black Maria, but if you compare this face to the prototype, there is a significant downgrade. It is actually very obvious with maybe the paint quality they added onto the figure. The details on the prototype are also a lot more sharper than the actual figure here itself. So unfortunately, that's something that I do not really like, because the prototype itself really looks amazing. The eyes and eyebrows, more or less, I have no issues. I think they are a bit wider on a prototype. But if you look at the mouth, the details there seems to be a bit messed up with the painting. You can see that on the lips, it's a bit smudged on certain areas, it's a bit out of shape. Even the finishing and the painting on the tongue is quite off. So maybe from top down angle is not that obvious, but if you look at it over here, you can probably see all those like weird shapes towards the edges. Other than that, you can see the nose, the earrings on the side. And just like I mentioned before, I believe the hair itself also experienced a significant downgrade. And not just with the hair strands at the front, which by the way is supposed to be over here, and this one's supposed to be curved towards the right more. They look horrible. They look like some toy fake noodles just attached to the front. And even at the strands at the top here, it is not as significantly sculpted as the one on the prototype. So a bit lacking in details. I would say the disappointment comes with showing us an amazing prototype and then giving us a much more lower quality figure in the final product. Other accessories, they seems to be okay, like the flower decorations on the hair. can see that for yourself. And at the back we have those hairpins which looks like swords. and a blue comb at the back. This is how the hair looks like from the back. Generally, the finishing is still quite okay. So no major issues, but maybe there's not a lot of shading. Just some areas like over here where it is more significant, and maybe a bit towards the bottom. For the body itself, perhaps we'll start off with her outfit first, the kimono. I gotta say, despite the flaws on the head sculpt, generally the pattern designs on the kimono have been very clean and crisp, especially with the pins application. For example, just look at the flowers around the chest here, around the ribbon tie at the front, all very clean. And even downwards with all this big dark blue roses, they all look quite amazing. Very, very clean, no issues whatsoever. And I guess because it's a black kimono, there's not a lot of shading. They didn't really see the points, but the creases are all really well done. The rose patterns themselves has a bit of a glossy surface, so it reflects a bit of light off at different angles. That effect makes the kimono much more interesting. So as the back here, you can see the two sleeves just kind of like laying down towards the side. And here you can see the shape of her body, her butt, very, very sexy. Towards the bottom of the kimono, we have a red component with some shading around the inside and around the edges. And over here, we also have a little bit of her left foot sticking out with some traditional sandals and socks. Fingernails are painted on for both hands, and I guess the details there are fairly simple. The other hand, she's holding a smoking pipe. So you can see that some parts, the metallic parts, are silver painted in color, and the wooden part, just brown, looks like a normal wooden stick. The chest, for those of you interested, this is how it looks like. Extremely massive and very well shaped. Probably one of the better looking ones compared to all the other female character figures I've seen. And if you want to see how it looks like from the top, this is how it is. I'll try to give you guys a good angle. Absolutely massive and very, very revealing, very sexy. It is not a cast off, in case any one of you is wondering about that. No other details, no other surprise details there, I'm pretty sure, but significant amount of cleavage for you to enjoy. The height of this figure from the bottom to the top, that is around 15 cm, around 6 inches. Here I have taken out some of my figures so we can do a little bit of comparison. This is the Masterlise Exbloom Komurasaki, this is the Masterlise Best Edition Zoro, and this is the Glitter and Glamorous Hiyori figure. From what I've noticed, the Masterlise Exbloom series are a little bit smaller than the Masterlise figures, as you can see, when compared to the height of Zoro, the size of Zoro. They are much more closer to the recent G&G figures with the smaller scale as well. To me, these three are much closer in scale to the POPs than the old King of Artists, the Master Stars piece, Flag Diamond Ship, the older Glitter and Glamorous figures, the Glitter and Brave, and of course the Masterlise over here. If you're not thinking about putting this figure next to those that I just mentioned, then I think it's fine in terms of scale. If you want to put her just next to the other Masterlise Exbloom figures, I think that's fine. They look good together. Here I have some of my POP figures. This is the POP Playback Memories Miss All Sunday Nico Robin, and this is the Playback Memories Nami. And I think you can see what I mean here by this is much more closer in scale. To me, at least from what I'm seeing, they look like a good fit, they look great next to each other. So if you want to ever display Black Maria next to the POPs, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I want to say for this figure. In summary, I think it is a fairly decent figure. If you want a figure of Black Maria, I don't think you have many choices. This is probably the only one you can get. Main disappointment for me is just the significant downgrade of the character likeness, the head sculpt quality when compared to the prototype. Not just the hair, you know, not being in the right position, but also the sharpness of the facial features, the pins application and the finishing. Those could have been much more better, and it would have been a perfect figure. You can also scale her next to some of the smaller G&Gs and even put her next to the other POPs, so that's a plus point. Okay, as usual, let me know what you guys think of this figure in the comments section below. If you like my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share them with your friends. If you're new here and you like what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell notifications button so you don't miss out on new videos like this. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. I will see you very soon. Goodbye.